Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about Airbnb earnings. So this is going to be a big name that's coming up with earnings this week, and a lot of people have been asking if there is a good way to trade it. Now, first of all, I will say that I own the stock, I like the stock, I like the company. I do think that they're pretty set to do well as far as the reopening is concerned. Even the airliners, which have been disasters, honestly, have done well. So it just kind of strikes me as the fact that Airbnb could probably do well. Given that, there's also a couple different technical setups. Number one, it has a daily squeeze. Number two, the implied volatility is really high, which opens the door for selling options on earnings to try to take advantage of an IV crush. Number three, we have a market maker expected move of $14.68, but in reality, it doesn't normally move that much. So I think that we might be able to capitalize on a smaller than expected move. So when you're looking at, what could you do on this? Let's say, for example, you just wanted to be long, you thought that Airbnb was going to trade higher after earnings. Earnings is going to be tomorrow after market close. Then in that instance, personally, what I would do, especially because it has an implied volatility of 132%, which is really very high, what I would do is I would go and I would just sell the at the money puts. Now, 152.78, that's not going to be where it's trading tomorrow, I doubt. But let's say, for example, it was trading right here tomorrow before the close. In that instance, you could just sell the at the money put credit spread with the idea that you could buy it back the next day with some premium decay. So let's say, for example, you sold it for 112, earnings comes out, the stock stays within the expected move at 114. Basically, in that instance, if that happened, the $1.12 credit that you got would decay, and maybe you could buy it back for 60 cents. Or let's say you said, well, I don't really know if it's going to move higher or lower, but I think it's going to stay within this $14 range. Well, and then that example, what you could do is you could sell the calls and the puts in a protected way. So you could do sell Iron Condor 155, and usually I like to make it wide enough to encapsulate the actual move. So that would be up to 170, 155, down to 140. So in this example, what you'd be doing is you'd be selling premium. Instead of just doing it $2.50 wide and getting a $1.12 credit, you're selling it $15 wide and you're getting a credit of $10.61. What that means is, because it's $15 wide and this is your credit, you're really only risking $4.40 or so. Okay, so you have a pretty decent risk to reward ratio, and the idea would be, all right, let's say Airbnb comes out. Let's say at the end of the day, it only moves $7. So what would happen is this implied volatility that's at 132% would go like this to this. So let's say you sold the Condor for 1061, and then you basically bought it back for, even if you bought it back for 7, it would be a good trade. Maybe 30%-ish or so. Then what you're doing is you're capitalizing on the IV crush. Now, let's say that I'm completely wrong. Airbnb has a completely amazing quarter, and not only does it move $14, it actually moves $30. Okay, so say something crazy happens. In that instance, what would happen? Well, I sold this Condor. It has defined risk because you have a short strike here and a long strike here, short strike here and a long strike here. The most you could ever lose, the most you'd ever have to close this for, is $15, because it's $15 wide on one side. So if you take in a credit of 1061, you can only ever lose 15 minus 1061. So Anyway, that is how I think you could trade Airbnb. If you really wanted to get super aggressively bullish, I guess you could, but I personally wouldn't in this market, just because even the companies that have done really well have rolled over post earnings, and the moves haven't stuck. So that's my take. If you want to learn more, you can follow me on Twitter. Definitely like to post a bunch of stuff on the regular basis. This is actually where you can find this video. It's going to be at Trader Danielle, which is DANIELLE. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey traders, it's Danielle here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment down below. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you will never miss the latest take from our trading experts. Did you know that we provide real-time trade alerts so that you know exactly what we're doing, exactly when we're doing it? Go to www.simplertrading.com to learn more. Good trading, and we'll see you in the next video.